Hello, I'm future Azai. So, just wanted to make a quick intro because the intro I made was edited out for the last episode. Because turns out chapter 1 was almost complete and I basically stopped before chapter 1 was done. So this is me after I finished, well, I haven't finished chapter 2. But you know, I'm going through chapter 2. And it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna say any more than that though, because I'm gonna spoil stuff if I keep talking and I don't want that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy chapter 2. Azai out. Down the rabbit hole. I thought I did play down the rabbit hole. Watashi arui... aroi? 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 What's aroi? Sekai no something something. Yeah, I can't read this, dude. Aru. It keeps talking about the sky. Ludwig Joseph Johann Wittgenstein. A Friday afternoon. They're the final hours of the week, and because of that, the busiest. I assume we're at chapter 2 now. I was on a rooftop that overlooked a station crowded with people. Seeing all these people caught within the city's turmoil made the location seem so serene. Anyone loafing around in such a spot at this time of day was either cutting class, a NEET, or me. Okay, so it's still chapter 1, okay.
やっぱりいい女にはタバコと屋上と
Wait a
そしてひら
second.
ひら服だわね。
This brand of cigarettes isn't very popular, but I prefer the kind of smoke no one else smokes. Wasn't this first chapter? Why am I back here? A Friday sky. The sky didn't care that it was the weekend. It hadn't changed one bit. The city lying beneath that sky continued with business as usual. Not even an eye was batted. But it had none of the accuracy and beauty of a mechanical clock. Rather, it was just a recurring jumbled mess. It was far from beautiful. And lying over it, there was an oppressive sky of the deepest blue. It was the same obvious sight that appeared... Wait. It was the same obvious sight that appeared before our eyes every single day. A Monday sky. A Tuesday sky. A Wednesday sky. A Thursday sky. And here before me, a Friday sky. It laid over everything, just like any other day's sky. No one else would think it unusual. But still, just suppose for a moment, suppose that a person called God does exist. A person. And suppose that he decided to make this the world in a week. It says so in the Bible after all. I'd want to say, oh mighty God. Would it be so bad if the sky changed color just once a day? Or something like that. But it does change color. When it turns to evening, when the sun sets, it turns into, you know, changes color. Well, technically it's not the color itself, right? If there was some meaning behind every day of the week, you could have at least incorporated that into the design. That's what I think anyway. God has so many angels. Surely one of them could have spoken up, right? Or maybe heaven was a one-man show, and God didn't listen to a single word the angel said. Suppose the sky did change colors with the days of the week. It would be convenient in a lot of ways. And to me, it just seems like it would be fun. But in reality, the color of the sky has nothing to do with the day of the week. It's not like the sky turns fiery red every Tuesday or glitters like gold every Friday. By the way, that would make Mondays white, right? The moon's pretty much white. Wednesday would be blue, and Thursday would be brown, or maybe green. Saturday would be like the ground, but what about Sunday? On Sunday, the sun could fill the entire sky. Wouldn't that be really hot though? A blue sky on a Friday. The sky didn't care that it was the weekend. It hadn't changed one bit. Of course it hadn't. Probably because of that story about God creating the world in a week is a lie. No one like that exists. And even if God does exist, he definitely isn't the kind of hardworking guy who could make the world in just 1 week. He's gotta be the kind of guy who would always be saying, "It's still a work in progress. You can't see it yet. Hold on a minute, I'll be done soon." The kind of guy who sluggishly works away at something. Or maybe he'd get tired of it halfway through. And then say, "I should have never bothered in the first place." Though if it was the latter, it would mean humanity had already been abandoned. That's too cruel, God. How could you? Not that it really matters to me. You know, back when I was still younger, that's actually what I thought too. I thought about the last part of what Yuki said. That God was tired halfway through making humanity. Like, I still don't believe in God. But I started ignoring thoughts like that. Since, you know, like, those kinds of negative thoughts affect you in some ways, sometimes. The Friday sky might be bright blue, might cloud over, or might even be bathed in sunset amber, depending on the time of day. The colors of the sky vary without regard for the day of the week. By the way, the sky overhead right at the moment was blue, and there were some clouds, so there was a bit of white too. It felt like this sky was the same as any other, but I wouldn't know what to say if I were asked if it really was the same as the rest of them. It felt the same. I could say nothing more. The sky doesn't change with the days of the week, but there are still plenty of different variations of the same sky. At the very least, there was more variation to the sky above than the city below. The city before me was covered with a thick blue blanket of sky.
この体がガキの頃、この屋上から見た景色と今の風景は大して変わり映えしないよな。あそこに団地があって、そこに焼却場の煙突があってさ。そんで。
The faint shape over there in the distance was Mount Fuji. Standing on high ground like this, I could even see the different wards of the city, faintly.
昭和が描いた明るい未来がここだよ。希望を持って語られたんだからさ。副都心まで電車1本だしな。文句なんてねえっす。
I had no complaints. My generation isn't so spoiled that we would complain about it. A wise man once said this.
この国は普通を手に入れるためにずっと頑張ってきたんだ。でね。
Don't take your day-to-day life for granted. I guess that was what he meant. I really am grateful. But still, there's one other thing I'd say to him. What we see now is all that was left after that bright future they envisioned crumbled to the ground. That bright future has already passed us by. How could something like this show us the way forward? Show us the future? It can't. So, I'm not complaining about anything, but...
あの古臭い団地倒壊しないかな。
God didn't put any effort into designing the sky, but he could at least make that happen, right? If the sky isn't going to change, then at least get rid of those. If God doesn't, people will. And then maybe we'll be able to see a bit of the future. I sincerely doubt that, though. If I'm still alive in 10 or 20 years, when I'm 30 or 40, will this scene have changed at all? Oh. I actually never thought about 10 or 20 years in the future. Well, my school actually did tell you to think about the future, like, what are you gonna be in 5 years? What are you gonna be in 10 years? I thought I was gonna be someone who owns a business, but I'm not so sure now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna be alive in 10 years. Who can tell? Well, it's not like it's going to change from one day to the next. If those apartments suddenly disappeared and those smokestacks were ripped from the earth, for instance, if the scenery changed like that every day, it could only be because lots of people were dying. What's with that bracket, huh? For instance, that might happen if there was a war, or an earthquake, or if Mars suddenly attacked, or even if we saw the advent of the great king of Angkor. In other words, there would be some sort of cataclysm. For instance, Yuki, there's something wrong with you. I sat and imagined a cataclysm hitting the city. An amazing cataclysm. I imagined a sky full of shooting stars, with the ground splitting in two and molten fire erupting from the crevice. I sat on the roof, looked out at the city, and imagined the end of the world. But for a girl my age, dressed like this, maybe it's normal to think like that. You know, I don't know. I never really think about the end of the world, but I've thought about God before. I've thought about the sky, the same as you, but I never thought about the end of the world. Nor did I ever think about, you know, how buildings actually make you weird. Like, she's talking about the buildings that are skyscrapers, right? She doesn't like those. I'm not sure why, but I don't really mind them. That the world could go to hell, something like that. I've thought about humans should go to hell, but I'm not sure about the world should go to hell. Everyone could just go die, something like that. So, well, if you think of it like that, I'm a perfect specimen. Very well made. Oh, it's him again. Mamiya Takuji, right? When I turned around, I saw an unfamiliar face. No, upon closer inspection, it was a face I recognized. We were both in the same class at school. He sat 3 seats diagonally ahead of me. His name was... So here's the thing that I don't know. Are we... Is this like after... the events of the first one, or is this like before? Is this like what I'm trying to say? Is this like after we woke up and went to the hospital or something? Because in the previous one, in Down the Rabbit Hole 1, we actually saw Mamiya Takuji before, so I don't know if he's saying this because he knows where we were in the first episode, or if this is like a new story, right? No, this is the same exact conversation we had before. Well, almost the same. Yuki definitely has a different monologue. Yeah, this is the same exact conversation.
わかるぜ。君が私に声をかけたの。
If everything goes the same way, Mamiya Takuja should be disappearing in a couple of minutes.
私ってさ、いつからここにいたんだろう。いつから私だったんだろう。なんてね。
ほう。みなかみさんはいつからここにいたの？
なら、ナミヤくんはいつからそこにいたの？
僕はずっと前からいたよ。
そう。私も結構前からいたけど、気がつかなかった。
僕、存在感ないから。
Sonzai.
それはあるね。影薄すぎだわ。
ここから何を見てたの？
Sonzai is like part of the name of the game. Furu something Sonzai, I think. So Sonzai is presence, huh?
別に、空見てた。
そうなんだ。
神様がね。いやさ、神様が空の色を曜日ごとになんで変えなかったのかとか。
Okay, this definitely didn't happen before.
というか、曜日ごとに空の色を変える理由って。
いいじゃん、変わったってさ。
僕はそう思うけど。
けど？
普通の人は困ると思うよ。
なんで？
毎日が変わりすぎるもの。見える風景が変わりすぎるでしょ。空の色が毎日変わっちゃったらさ。
Yeah?
いいじゃん。
みなかみさんはね。
君もだろ。
Yeah, because he said so.
毎日の空が違ったら、毎日の風景が違ったら、多分もう少し。
もう少し？
Noticeable? Yuki, sometimes I think about these things. Where is the limit of the world? The very edge of the world. If such a place existed, suppose I was able to stand in that place. Could I look at the scenery from that edge just like anywhere else? If I think it's normal to wonder about these things, does that make me weird? I mean, that's the edge of the world. It's the limit of the world. If I could see that with my own two eyes, wouldn't the limit of the world become the same as my own limit? That's true. I suppose that makes kind of sense. Wouldn't the world, viewed from that spot, be the world that I see? Wouldn't that be my world? The limit of the world would become the limit of my world. The world is that which I see, touch, and feel. Then what is the world? What is the difference between me and the world? Is there a difference? The difference between me and the world. This is what I have to say. There is no difference between me and the world. Of that I am certain. That conviction leads me to another question. What is a world that also includes other people? If I am the world, then what about the other people? Do they have worlds too? Then are they separate worlds that don't intersect? Or is it possible for them to intersect? Out of all the worlds and all the souls, is it only possible for each soul to see one single world? The scene I saw at the end of the world, the limit of the world, the furthest scene. At that time, were you looking at the edge of the world too? The sky you saw at the edge of the world, the sky at the limit of the world, the furthest sky. Will I be able to see it with you? Will I be able to see the end of the same world with you? Even as we stand under different skies, we look out from under the same sky. I'm so confused. I still get you when you say that, you know, you are the same as the world. I still kind of get that, but now you lost me. Sometimes I think about these things, even as I think back upon that hill covered in sunflowers. Yuki said something about the sunflowers before, how she went into the white world. Did she also have like some sort of almost death scenario when she was a kid? Wow, this game has a lot of music. Whoa, I didn't notice what that said. Shit. That was not bad. I still prefer the song before, though, compared to this one. You know, the song after chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole 2. This is Down the Rabbit Hole 2. July 12. So we went back in time. The prologue... We went back in time. This is the same day after the prologue.
なんかこういい感じでこの日常が永遠に続くんじゃないかと思える。朝起きて適当に学校行って適当にだべって適当にバイトして適当に遊んで全てが適当に進む感じ。でも常識的にはそんなことなんかありえないと知っている。
I mean, we die some way or the other at some point.
私の目の前でよだれを垂らして寝ている中年のおっさんだって多分私ぐらいの年齢の時があって。
Indeed. You have some pretty nice spits, by the way, Yuki.
その頃は毎日が今の私みたいにいい感じな今が永久に続いていくような気がしていたのだと思う。でも永遠に続くと思われたいい感じの毎日も気がついたら、はい就職です、はい結婚です、はい子供です、はい家を購入しました。
That's true.
みたいな感じで加速的に私の知っているいい感じの毎日からこのおっさんの毎日に変わってたんじゃなかろうか。でもおっさんはこう言うかもしれない。俺は昔のままだ。気分的にはお前らと変わらんよ。気分的にはね。
Are you making fun of him or not? I don't know. I don't think she's trying to make fun of him.
いやおっさん、気分的にはそうかもしれないけど見てくれは完全におっさんだ。今のあんたは昔あっただろう若かりし頃とは違う。
That's true.
あんたがどう思おうと時間はちゃっかりしっかりどっぷり進み、どんどん日常は濁った感じになっていくんじゃないだろうか。
That's a very negative way of looking at it, but she's not wrong.
私の日常とおっさんの日常はやっぱり違う。
I mean, of course.
おっさんの日常はなんか得体の知れない 私が知らない日常だよ。それともおっさんは落ち着いた疲れ切った感じで
In a
いい
way,
かもしれない。
sorry, I cut her off there. In a way, though, I feel like to me, the older you are, it's just the scale of your world that grows. You know, like technically, in my opinion, a school is a smaller scale workplace. Like you see the same kind of people who sometimes take advantage of you. You see the same kind of people who sometimes is kind. You see the same kind of people who pretend to be your friend. Like, depending on your school, of course. Like my school has a lot of students, so I got to see a lot of different people, right? And so I know who my friends were and who my friends weren't. And so, and as I grew older, it's actually like, I'm not even gonna say that the workplace after you go to work, it's a lot bigger than the place you were before, which is school. Actually, no. It might actually be smaller because of the amount of people, depending on what you work as. It got really reduced. In my school, there were 150 people in just my grade. And throughout the whole school, there's like 1,000 people, right? But in my workplace, there's like, what, 30, 40 people that you see every single day? And sometimes, yeah, I go out with my brother and then he would make me hang out with his friends, but that's not more than 1,000 people that I meet every single day. A school, on the other hand, is insane. Even the teachers, there were like 50 teachers in my school. So, just saying, like, this kind of goes to show, or it kind of correlates to what Yuki was saying, in that even though you're older, I still feel like technically you're being prepared to face the same kind of thing.
俺もそう思ってたことがあるよ。大人になるなんて永遠にないと。
Even the same amount of, to be honest, even the same amount of free time, I feel.
でもな、気がついたら皮が厚くなって皮下脂肪のことだな。今まで考えもしなかった場所から毛が生えてて、指の第一関節とかな。にもかかわらず、大事な場所の毛が薄くなって、頭だ。
Then again, though, if you already have a family, that's a different thing. And when you're still a kid, you don't think about your wife. You don't think about your own kid. When you're a kid, you think about yourself. And maybe if you have siblings, you think about your siblings, and also friends, and also games and stuff like that. But as you grow older, you might have to start thinking less about those and start thinking more about your family. I'm 23. I'm not saying that I lived a very long life. Not yet, anyway. But I do think I'm not responsible enough to have a family. I don't even think at this point I want a family in the future. But yeah, that's my stance on it for now. That's not voice. Weird. Suddenly I realized no one else looked at me as a child anymore. Before I knew it, I wasn't an adult. I wasn't just an adult. I was well past that. I was downright old. Someone like you would call me an old fart.
完全なおっさんだ。私の知ってる日常じゃなくて、完全におっさんの日常だ。
I look old now, but back in the day, everyone was jealous of my disco moves.
そうっすか。
This is all inside Yuki's head, by the way. She's not actually talking to an old man. My gosh. How about it? Wanna dance?
踊らないっす。
My eyes locked with those of the middle-aged man. His eyes were dashing. At that moment, I fell in love with... No, not really. Of course not. Today, I was going to Tower Records, a CD store in Suginomiya, to buy a new release by one of my favorite bands. As you can tell from my clothes, I'm totally not actually a visual kei rocker. I came to buy a new album by a famous English band. His band isn't really goth, or goth lolly, or anything dark like that. Actually, I think there was something called gothic rock in England, but it's not all that dark either. It's a bit hasty to assume the word gothic implies dark. My clothes are dark and black, but the blood running through my veins is white. Huh? Blood running through your veins is white? Whatever, Yuki. I'm not sure where that was heading. Well, who cares about that? I bought the English rock CD. Yay. They hadn't released anything in 3 years. If this was supposed to be what happened on the first chapter, we would be meeting the I still don't know how to say their family name. Kagami and Tsukasa. Crap. I can't believe I let out a squeal like that in public. Oh no. Sakura? She's wearing a different outfit. I couldn't believe the way she was looking at me. Just because I made some noise and struck a pose didn't mean that she needed to stare at me. From the class next door, Takashima Zakuro-san, I think. This time Yuki instantly recognized her.
Takashima Zakuro-san でしたっけ？はい。こんにちは。どうも。今日はなぜこんな場所に？いや、別にこれといって理由はないんですけど、あれっすかね。買い物してその後、意味もなく歩いてた系みたいな。
I'm so confused. Is the world repeating? If so, is this the same world? Since they were talking about inner and outer world, I'm now convinced that we might be in a different world. Because we were talking about worlds, right? Are we in someone else's world? Because remember what Zakuro said on the first chapter. You're not going to wake up in the hospital. You're heading somewhere else. So I assume Yuki is inside someone else's world. So does that mean that someone else in this world is the, is the world girl or something, right? Damn, this is when worlds intersect, I guess. Oh shit. So Zakuro is not dead in this world, right? But I'm so confused though. Is it really Zakuro? Man, my head hurts. Ignore what I said. Let's just continue on. I'm so confused.
というか、この沿線に住んでたら手っ取り早く買い物するなら杉宮じゃない？遠出するなら新宿まで出ることもあるけど。
Like my way of thinking means that there's no exactly real world. There's only I'm getting swept up by the game's flow in thinking that the world works in a world by world basis instead of one singular world that we all share.
そうですか。よかったです。よかったですか？はい。あなたに会えてよかったです。はあ、そんなもんでしょうか。
Like, this is a different Zakuro, right? And this is also a different Yuki then, I think. I don't know. It might be the same Yuki. はい。これも導きかも。 Zakuro, though, Zakuro knows something. She knows something in the last world we were on. In Yuki's world. Is this the same Zakuro or is this a different Zakuro?
導き?
What providence?
高島さんとあまり言葉を交わした記憶もないけど。
See, the thing is, I still think that the Zakuro in the last world was a figment of our imagination. So this Zakuro might be a figment of someone else's imagination. You know, the creator of this world. Man, there's no point in questioning this right now. Like, I'm just spouting some bullshit.
あるけ。いや、
そうですね。そうかも。でも私はあなたのことをよく知ってましたよ。
Do tell me if the voice or the audio is good enough now, by the way. I forgot. Forgot to ask that, I think.
そうなん？
Why? Did I do something unnecessary and make another enemy?
なんか私またしでかしましたか？
なぜですか？
いや、だって私本人が記憶に薄い人間が私のことをよく覚えてるなんて、そういうのって大体怨恨の線じゃない？
私があなたに恨みないですよ。
そうですか。それよかった。
私はあなたに悪い印象なんて持ってません。
そりゃよかった。
それどころか。
それどころか？
友愛内閣。
What's cordial again?
え？
Okay. Is this the same Sakura? I don't... What? What just happened?
力分けておきます。あなたには。
力？何それ？
Besides that, I was just kissed by some girl from another class who I hardly even knew.
これからすごいことが起きますからね。
すごいこと？
Wait a second. She wasn't satisfied with a kiss? She wants to do something amazing to me? By something amazing, she means...
貝合わせとかすか？
What's tribadism? Oh my god, what are these new words I'm learning? What's cordial and tribadism?
貝合わせ？
なんでもないです。そんで高島さんが言うところのすごいことって何？
ですね。空はいっぱいいっぱい。
空が何でいっぱいいっぱいなの？
不安な言葉。
Anxious words. She was saying about this before in the last world too. What is she talking about that the sky is full of words?
空いっぱいの不安な言葉。
不安とかじゃなくて不安な言葉ですか？
Yeah, not full of anxiety, but full of anxious words. What does that mean? So, does that mean that the world's creator in this one is someone who's anxious? That would have kind of made sense if she said the sky is full of anxiety. But what did she mean by anxious words?
なんかかっこいい表現っすね。
別に比喩ではないのだけど。
So she really meant it. Well, let's ignore that for now.
んで、それがどうったの？
それを受け入れつつあるから。
What? I didn't really get what she meant. What was she talking about?
誰が受け入れたん？
世界が。
I took a step back and thought to myself. Her clothes. I know that style.
湾熟系。
No, I really didn't know either. Let's think about the real essence of this style. I know it. This style is a metaphor for the darkness.
V 系だ。
何が？
I'm so confused. What is going on?
ビジュアル系だ。
はあ、言い直さなくてもわかりますけど。
いやね、そういうの好きなんかなーって。
I was going to say she was cosplaying Maki Shoujo or Jakigan, but I figured she would get mad if I said that.
不安な言葉。そしてそれを受け入れた世界。
She fucking ignored Yuki. I love you, Sakura. She fucking ignored Yuki, dude.
それが何と同じかわかる？
わかりかねます。
これから死ぬ人間の心。
Huh? The heart of the person who will soon die. So, this is someone who's gonna die soon? This world?
だから世界は
Is this your world?
終わる。
I took a second to organize my thoughts. What the fuck? Something amazing isn't tribadism. Something amazing equals the end of the world. I understood. I understood instantly.
は
信じられないと思うけどね。でも守るから。
I'm so confused.
ザクロちゃん。この人は
What's going on? What's with this sudden weird BGM? Takashima-san said something weird and then two strange girls appeared behind her. It was scary how they were glaring at me. It looked like they were mad about something. But what?
部外者に何をしているの？
ごめん。でもこの人は大丈夫。
Fine. Fine for what? Okay, these guys know what the fuck is going on in the world. Yuki is the only one that doesn't know jack squat, I think.
あまり感心しない。
Is that Ayana? I think that was her name.
わかってる。
もう少し自覚を持ってほしいわ、ザクロちゃん。
More importantly, who are these people? Her sex partners? Oh my god, Yuki, you fucking retard. And that's why she suddenly kissed me? Oh, then again, in Yuki's case, she doesn't know jack squat. She probably doesn't remember what happened in the first world. And the reason why she knew me so well, even though I didn't know her, was because she was after my body. And then her sex partners were mad because she made a pass at an outsider, a heterosexual. That means, oh my god, shut up, Yuki. My chastity is in danger.
そんなこんなで私はこの辺りで。ねえ。はい。
世界は私が守るから。
はい。
So?
失敗しないはずだから。ちゃんとできるから。
ザクロ。
Not gonna lie, that kind of made me have some goosebumps. I don't know why. When a girl says that, I shouldn't be having some goosebumps, but it does. What? What did she just say? I organized my thoughts. So that meant 1. Takashima-san is a lesbian. 2. Those other girls are her sex friends. 3. That's why they're fighting to protect world peace. I guess? Is that correct?
あれだな。マイノリティな方々だからな。世界平和とか大きなことに興味があるんだろう。
My god, Yuki. Right? We'll go with that. I didn't really want to get involved with them.
え？あ、若月姉妹の妹。司？
Wakatsuki. Okay, I gotta remember Wakatsuki.
ユキ、どうしたのこんな場所で。バイト？
So this happened in the last world too. This happened in Yuki's world.
いや、違う。
何言ってるの。ユキ、今日はバイトの日でしょ。
あなたは
Oh god, Kagami.
誰？
誰じゃないでしょ。なんで司を覚えて私を覚えてないとかあるのよ。
あるんじゃない？というか、私のこと覚えてて当然ですわ。みたいなのどうなの？
I think she's saying the exact same thing. Oh no, please. I hope the interaction won't be the same. Please. Dear God.
幼馴染の双子の下だけ覚えてて上覚えてないとかありえないって言ってるのよ。
Wait. If you think about it, does that mean that Yuki wanted Kagami to like her in the last world because it was our world? I'm so confused. I don't know. I don't understand. Zakuro might be the only anomaly in the last world, and Ayana, she was also very strange. It feels like she knew something.
うん、幼稚園からずっと一緒だからね、ユキとは。
I feel like these guys don't know anything.
そうですか。もうそんなになりますか。
それでユキ、バイトは？
For whatever reason, what I'm thinking right now currently is that if Yuki wasn't here in this someone else's world, these two might not even exist. Oh my god. Did these two exist because Yuki came to this world? I don't know. I don't know. Oh god, I'm just making some crazy theories right now.
残念ながらバイトは一身上の都合で休業です。
一身上の都合で休業なんてないよ。
ああ、つかさ、もういいから。これ以上話すとバカが映るから。
そんなことないよ。
いや、それもあるかもしれない。つかさのバカさが映る。痛い。
司のことを悪く言うと殴るわよ。お姉ちゃん。
もう殴ってるし。そんで若月姉妹は何をやってるの？
私たちは部活の帰りよ。あなたとは違うの。
何が違うんですか？同じ人間じゃないですか。
誰があんたなんか人間と認めるか。
なら噛む？
司、もう帰るわよ。
In this one, Kagami well, it wasn't until the second day until Kagami likes Yuki, so I'm not gonna make assumptions yet. I was gonna say Kagami doesn't seem to be liking Yuki in this one, so maybe these girls exist in the perspective of the world creator. Man, I might I sound like a total nut job talking about the world creator and all that kind of shit. I just realized how stupid I must sound.
鏡は相変わらずツンツンしてるね。
名前わかってるのに。
いやさ、私ってツンデレだからさ。
あのね、ユキ、人に意地悪する口実がツンデレとは言わないんだよ。
Yeah, this is the same thing.
お姉ちゃんにとってユキはずっと目標だったから。
うん。
だからもう少しユキもお姉ちゃんに優しくしてあげるといいと。
I don't know about this one. I don't know if Tsukasa told us this one on the last world.
司が私に優しくしてくれるなら考えるかな。
ユキ。
ほらほら、司の胸ってこんなに柔らかいし。
Yuki is definitely a lesbian. My gosh.
下はダメ。冗談にならないってば。
痛い。
アホか。貴様。
Oh, sorry.
いやね。
I don't think this happened before.
司にいたずらすると鏡が戻ってくるかなと思って。
何よそれ。
なんでしょうね。
また私をからかおうと。
そうかもしれませんね。
本当はみんなで一緒に帰るためだよね。
え？
そうだよね、ユキ。
は
みんなで帰る？そうだよ。せっかく家がお隣同士だし、昔はよく学校に一緒に行ってたじゃない。昔でしょ。でも今だっていいじゃない。まあいいわ。最近あんまりユキと話してないし。みんなで帰ろうよ。
Their relationship seems to be different. Yuki's the same though. She's probably the only anomaly, maybe. Everything seems to be different except for Yuki. Yuki's the same. Walk home? I wasn't planning on heading back yet.
さあ
Yeah, if what happened in the first world was that we saw Zakuro killing herself in this one, or in the last one. But I guess we're not gonna see her kill herself. I went back the way I just come, rocking back and forth with the movement of the train. I suppose it's my fault for getting up so late, though. Well, it's not a big deal. My only real goal was to buy the CD. I didn't have anything else to do in particular, so there was no reason I couldn't go home. No reason at all. That said, my days off are short. My days off are short. Too short. And every other day is ridiculously long. My days off passed by in the blink of an eye. The sun hung low in the sky. The sky doesn't change colors based on the day, but it does change based on the time. The sky slowly changed from blue to yellow, and then eventually dyed the buildings purple. What a beautiful sunset. Just looking out at the unchanging scenery made my body feel utterly exhausted. So the sunset was a little invigorating. But maybe that's just because the sunlight was going directly into my eyes, banishing my fatigue. The sunset was pretty, but it wasn't kind on the eyes. I looked out the window as the scenery, which was beautiful and yet harsh on the eyes, flowed from right to left. Right to left. It flowed and flowed. As the scenery flowed, the shades of purple amongst it continued to darken.
そういえばさっきユキって誰かと話してなかった？
ああ、まあね。なんか隣のクラスの高島さんっていたじゃない？いきなり私に話しかけてきたんだわ。
高島さん？ユキって高島さんと面識あったの？
そんなわけないじゃん。私は若月姉妹みたいに社交的じゃないもん。
何言ってる。表面上うまく取り繕うような社交性は私たちよりはるかに上でしょうが。
Oh wow, she's still mad.
でも高島さんとなるべく仲良くしてもらえると嬉しいな。
Why, Tsukasa? I don't think you know her in this world yet.
それってどういうこと？
なんかね、高島ザクロって、
Huh?
隣のクラスでいじめられてるみたいなの。
Oh shit.
へえ。
We didn't know about this before.
なんか一時期はいじめもなくなったって話だけど、最近またいじめが始まっているみたいで、ユキなら彼女みたいな人にも優しくしてくれるかなって。
そうか。もちろん必要以上に避けたりはないんだけど、でも私から積極的にっていうのはないかな。
ユキも高島さんは苦手なの？
私は人間全般が苦手だよ。人嫌いは昔からだし。
I wonder if Tsukasa knows about this in the last world. Like, I don't know. Well, I agree with Yuki too. I don't really like people that much. Talking is hard. Talking is exhausting. Talking with people, talking to the mic like this with myself, I don't think it's that exhausting, you know, because I don't really care if people listen to me or not when I'm talking to the mic. But when I'm talking to people, I have to listen to them, and people, I suppose people have to listen to me. And when I know that they're not listening, I'm like, oh, that sucks. You know, I hate having to pay attention, I guess you can say.
でも私たちとはこうやって話してくれる。
そりゃ昔から、それこそ子供の時代から一緒じゃない。あんたたちとは。
ユキは私たちの兄ちゃんだった。
それいつ聞いてもひどいな。
だって昔はユキって髪の毛短かったし、ズボンしか履かないし、なんといっても喧嘩で誰にも負けたことなかったし。
Does that mean the vision we got when we were talking about the world and the limits of the world, was that us? It looks like a guy, so I thought it couldn't be Yuki, but maybe it was us as a kid? He looks pretty tall though.
それは ただ動きやすかっただけで。
言葉遣いだって男の子そのものだったじゃない。
それはなんていうかな。
だいたい女の子が習い事で武道なんてやらないし、少なくとも私たちがあなたがある日突然スカートを履いてきた時まで男だと思ってた。
Is that why Kagami likes Yuki?
いつも私たちを守ってくれる王子様が実はお姫様なんて、少し複雑な心境だった。
そんなこと言われましても、まさかそんな風に思われてたなんてずっと知らなかったから。
あなたが知らなくても私たちにとってあなたは王子様だった。喧嘩だけじゃなくてスポーツも勉強も万能で、まったく今のあなたを見る限りその時の私の気持ちを返してほしいぐらいだわ。
私の気持ち？何それ？
So Kagami still likes her in this world.
なんでもないわよ。男だと思ったからいろいろと気を使ったということよ。
I still don't really like her type of... You know, I don't really like tsunderes that much though still. They're too annoying for my taste.
そんな気を使われていたような気はしないんだけどな。
そんなの知らないわよ。私は私なりに気を使ったのよ。そのぐらい察しなさいよ。
は。
There are definitely some subtle differences here and there, but I'm not sure if the difference is like us or the world itself. Takashima Zakuro. I didn't know her very well, but she always seemed like a really lonely person. I definitely remember her being ignored by people in the past. Maybe you could call that bullying. All this thinking was making me tired.
ほら、ユキ、降りるわよ。ほら。また寝ぼけて。ほら。そのまま駅通過するところだったわよ。
なんか気がついたら寝てた。
よくもまあ手すりにぶら下がりながら寝れるわね。
So does Zakuro die in this world? I don't know.
寝るの得意。
何を得意げに。
最近疲れてるのか、知らない間に寝てるんだよね。こうスーって意識がなくなって時間が飛んでる感じ。
あんたほど時は金なりって言葉と無縁な人間も珍しいわね。
なんか知らない間にすっかり日も暮れてるしね。
そんなことよりもそろそろ夏休みだね。
そうか、期末試験終わったんだから夏休みか。
夏休みの予定は寝るだけでしょ。
そんなことも
Look at that
ない
smug
よ。
face.
いろいろとやることは多い。
なら何するのよ。
起きたり朝食いただいたり歯磨いたり顔洗ったりお茶飲んだり。夏休みはもうそれこそやることだらけ。
その後よ、起きてご飯食べて歯磨いて顔洗って、そんで
どうしよう。もう一度寝ようかしら。
本当にそんなのなのね。
I don't see anything wrong with that. Sometimes lazing around is nice.
鏡は？
私は夏期講習よ。さすがにいつまでも部活に顔出せないもの。
そんなもんですかね。
あんたこそ少しは勉強しているの？
少しも。
昔は才女と言われてたのに。
20歳過ぎればただの人と言うじゃない。
Do people really say that? Then again, I can... No. Geniuses are geniuses. Sometimes people are older than they are. You know, they're more adult in their mind than they are. But you wouldn't really call that a genius. You would call those someone who's just, you know, more mature than their age, right? Geniuses are geniuses. That's what I do believe.
ならまた頑張りなさいよ。善処します。何がおかしいのかな。
いやね、なんかさ、なんかこうやってみんなで歩くの久しぶりだなって。
そう？
うん。あの頃は私もお姉ちゃんもユキが男の子だと思ってたんだよね。
その話はもういいでしょ。
Did you guys never walk together again ever since Yuki became known that she was a girl? That's kind of distant, huh?
髪の毛短かったしズボンだったし、あと貧乳でしたからね。当たり前でしょ。小学生から巨乳なわけないでしょ。
Actually, I know that's annoying for people, but in my grade school there was one girl who had pretty big boobs for her age.
あの頃ってユキってすごく喧嘩強くて、お姉ちゃんと私を守ってくれた。
Of course, we were like at the very end of grade school though, so we were like 12 to 13.
暴力だけが取り柄でした。勉強だってできたわ。クラスどころか学年でも多分学内だって一番だった。だからさ、子供の時少し頭がいいだけの子って多いからさ。あんたがサボっただけじゃない。
お姉ちゃん。
どんな理由があるにしても、でも
Oh, sorry.
いいじゃん。それは本人が困ることだしさ。私がダメになったって別に鏡が怒ることじゃないよ。
So there's a reason why she doesn't want to study anymore.
当たり前じゃない。私が怒ることなんて何もない。ただあんたみたいにダラダラ生きてるのは見てて不愉快だわ。
I was gonna say then stop watching her, but then again, Kagami, I don't think with Kagami's personality that's going to happen.
そんな殺生な。世の中にはいろいろな人間がいて当たり前でね。それにいちいち不愉快だって反応されてもさ。
That's true, Yuki.
いろいろな人のことなんて言ってないわよ。あんたが不愉快なだけよ。
お姉ちゃん。そうだ。明日も一緒にみんなで学校行こ
うよ。なんでそこでソーダになるの？
だってこうやって久しぶりにみんな一緒なんだからさ。
そこからなぜ明日一緒に学校に行くことになる？
それにユキって最近学校サボりがちでしょ？
How do you know?
聞いてないし。そんなサボってないよ。
サボってるよ。
あれはね、ちゃんと遅刻と休む日数を計算して授業を落とさないように休んでいるのだよ。
That's actually smart, you know. If I were actually younger, I probably should have done this. You don't know how many days I could actually skip so that I cannot flunk. I think it's like 10% of the whole school year that you can skip. So to me, I think it was like maybe 10 days. No, what? 20? But it's 20 days, so 10%, right, of effective days. So there was 2 semesters and usually 224 effective days in a year. But in one semester, you can only skip maybe like 6 times, I believe. So you cannot take advantage of the full 20 days skipping. So maybe you can take advantage of 12.
あれって遅刻3回で休み1回なんだっけ？
I think so too, Tsukasa.
そうそう。さらに言うと、4分の1休むと試験内容に関わらず、その授業の単位は落とすことになるわけよ。
Okay, we don't get credits though. We don't get credits for like being in class. Your Your score is based on your test scores only. For my school anyway.
そうなんだ。
Like going into class doesn't give you any kind of credit.
でもね、実は4分の1以下の休みの場合は試験に影響を与えないわけなんだな。
そうなんだ。
何こいつの言うことに感心してるのよ。
あ、いや、そうなんだなーと感心しちゃって。
そんな話を細かく知ってるのはだいたい授業を落としてダブる危険がある人間だけなんだからさ。
That's true. That's true.
そんなでもないよ。
Sometimes when you know something like this, you're bound to fuck up at some point because you got too overconfident.
うるさい。とりあえず何が何でも休もうとするな。
じゃあユッキ、明日は一緒に行こうね。
でも多分私は寝てるが。
Please don't come wake Yuki up.
起こしに行くよ。
No.
覚悟しなさいよ。質問なんだけど、なんで起こしに来るだけなのに覚悟とか必要になるのかな。
I still don't like these two.
そりゃもうね
来んな。
そんなの冗談だよ。ね、お姉ちゃん。
Please lock the door, Yuki.
そうね、冗談なんじゃないかしらね。なんでそんな含み笑いする。
Man, I still don't like them.
さてさて、今日は
I took out the CD I bought. I bought a rock CD today. Rock. But this is an album by that band that led the British pop movement years and years ago. So it's not rock, but pop music? What's the difference between rock and pop? With my mind full of questions, I put the CD into the player and closed it.
あれ、なんだこの CD。
The music that came from the CD player wasn't rock or Brit pop. It was...
アニメソングだ。ほう。
I checked the CD. Written there was... Is that name a voice actress?
おほほ。
Why did I buy this?
人気声優ファーストアルバム。
They switched my bag with someone else's. Or maybe I accidentally grabbed someone else's bag on the train.
いや、もしかして鏡の嫌がらせとか。許せん。
I don't think it's her fault. I rented a phone and yelled at Kagami, but she ripped my ear off in return. It sounded like she wasn't involved. My rock CD. Interesting. I do notice that the loading screen shows the shard that we pick during the second chapter, by the way. Who? This voice. This is... Oh, right. What the fuck is that? What is going on? That was not the CG that we saw before.
Yuki?
No, it's not Tsukasa. Tsukasa never calls us... She doesn't call us San. And it's not Kagami. Kagami also calls us Yuki. Who was that?
Yuki, 起きなきゃダメだよ。いつまでも寝ていると遅刻しちゃうよ。
Why are the walls metal? Where does she sleep?
朝なんだから起きなきゃダメだよ。ユキってば。起きようよ。もうじゃないってば。また遅刻しちゃうよ。またいびきかいてる。仕方ないな。
どきなさい。にょの。 起きたら
Not as bad as I thought. Is Yuki not wearing anything? Oh no, do I have to censor this?
折れる折れる背骨が
When I see your panties, Kagami, please don't do that when you have a skirt.
ユキ早く起きないと怪我しちゃうよ。
いやー怪我すると思うならやめさせてください。ダメよ、やめたらまた寝ちゃうでしょ。昔からあなたの行動は進化ないもの。寝ない、もう寝ない所存。頼みますから布団の上で正座しないで。ダメよ、口でいくら言ってもちゃんと起きないと信じられないからね。あんたバカか。なんですって、起こしに来てあげたのに逆ギレ。こっちがキレるわよ。いや違う、いややめ、なんかグリグリするといや
お姉ちゃん。
I don't know if they're distant or not, man. I'm so confused. Like, Tsukasa said they haven't seen each other or walk home with each other in quite a while, right? So I assume that they're actually not as close as they seem to be. Is this a part of Yuki's delusion? Is this what she wants them to do? I don't know. See, now with the context that I know, the scenes that seem like comedic to me seems like out of place, or not out of place, like there's a deeper meaning to it. Well, in the first chapter, I was just annoyed at the scenes. Now I'm more inclined to thinking about what's going on, you know? And that to me is interesting, instead of just seeing the scene as what it is, as Kagami just trying to wake up Yuki. I'm thinking about, is this what Yuki wants to see?
司は黙ってなさい。このバカが起きるまでやるんだから。
お姉ちゃん、背中に乗ってたら起きられないと思うよ、ユキ。
ああ、そうか。そういう説もあるか。説じゃない。誰がどう見ても事実。うるさいわね。だいたいそんな重くないでしょ。重いわ。そんなでもないわよ。
もういいから降りてあげようよ、お姉ちゃん。
私は死ぬかと思いました。
Oh, this is her room. I never realized that the walls were made of metal. I thought this was like a study. Interesting.
ごめんね、痛かったよね。
いいのよ。ユキは大げさなんだから。重量級。すぐ殴る。あなたが失礼なこと言うからよ。
でもまあ、ユキは理由つけてすぐ寝るから仕方がないところもあるよ。
仕方がないわけがあるか。起こすたんびに背中に乗られたのでは命がいくらあっても足りんわ。
でもさ、ユキがちゃんと起きれば命は一つで十分だよ。
I doubt Kagami is that.
足りないことなんてことはないんだよ。
I doubt Kagami is that heavy. So Yuki's probably like. I know Yuki enough now that I think that Yuki's probably teasing Kagami. Yuki does like Kagami, I feel. I'm not sure if this Kagami is the real Kagami or a figment of Yuki's imagination. But Yuki is enjoying this exchange.
と言いますか。
I'm not enjoying it though because I don't really like
命は
Kagami.
一つじゃ足りないのでしょうか。
そうなるのかな。
若月姉妹はアホ組織ですか。
そんな大掛かりな組織じゃないよ、二人だし。
遅刻ばかりして単位足りなくなって卒業できなくなればいいんじゃないの。
そんなこと言ってお姉ちゃんが一番ユキのこと気にしているのに。
そんなこと。
もうこんな時間。早く起きないと遅刻しちゃうよ。
ああ、いい、わかった。とりあえず朝はチッコが立ってるから部屋の外に出て行ってください。
I can't believe Yuki said that. Whatever, Yuki.
何よ、 ユキは女の子でしょ。女の子だって心にちっこぐらい持っているわ。
心なら見えないから大丈夫じゃないかな。
Does Yuki grow a dick at some point if you think about it, since this is that kind of thing? Oh no. Oh no. I feel like I can see that as a foreshadowing.
それ以前に心のものなら制御しておけよという話だと思う。
If you believe, things are gonna happen, right? So I feel like Yuki might actually assault Kagami or Zakuro at some point. I don't know.
とりあえずユキの言葉を信じて私たちは外で待ってるからね。でもちゃんと着替えなきゃダメだよ。
朝から背中に乗ってくるとは非常識なやつだ。鏡は昔はもっと優しい少女だったのに、どうしてあんな破天荒な行動に出るようなおばさんになってしまったのでしょうか。
何がおばさんよ。
Yeah, the fact that she's saying all that is she likes teasing Kagami. Yuki is also dishonest. I also don't really like Yuki as much because of that. But I do like her way of thinking. I don't like her personality, but I do like her thought process. It's very interesting to like it's interesting to be in her perspective. I like her thought process. I don't like her personality though. Those are two different things. I can like someone for their personality. I can also like someone because they're smart. Something like that.
聞こえてる？
Yuki's smart, but I don't like her personality.
当たり前でしょ。
と言いますか、鏡さん。ドア越しに耳当てて聞いていませんか？
だって好きあらばユキはすぐ寝ちゃうでしょ。小学校の時一度ユキが起きるっていうのを信じて外で待ってたら昼間まで待たされたんだから。
それはそこまで待っている鏡にも問題があると思うけどな。
That's true.
あなたが信じろと言うから信じたんでしょ。
だからって4時間以上も普通待たないと思うけど。
でも待ってる途中でお姉ちゃんは寝ちゃったから。
ならお互い良かったのではないでしょうか。
そんなわけないでしょ。あなたがそうなんだから私はあなたに優しくなんかしないって決めた。
Oh, sorry.
さてとシャワーシャワー。
だからそんな時間ないでしょ。
時間があるかないかとか関係ないよ。シャワー浴びないことには始まりませんがな。
関係あるわよ。遅刻したら私たちが起こしに来た意味ないでしょ。
そんなことない。参加にこそ意味はある。
こんなもん参加して何の意味があるの。
健全なる精神は健全なる肉体に宿るって言うじゃん。
アホか。なんであんたを起こしに来ると健全な体になるのよ。
そう思うことが大事なの。
うるさい。行くわよ。
Yeah, I do feel like when Yuki is with Kagami and Tsukasa, she's a bit more cheeky than usual. She's cheekier than usual. She's definitely having fun with them. Kagami pulled my hand forcefully. Like, I never realized it. But I guess I should have realized it ever since the first, ever since they had their sleepover or whatever. I guess I was still forcing my ideals that, you know, Yuki probably doesn't like them too. But turns out, no, she does. And quite a lot.
うわあ、とりあえずパンツを履かせて。
ユキ、下半身丸出しなの。
だからシャワーを浴びる気満々でして。
Kagami sighed.
わかりました。ユキの望み通りシャワー浴びてもいいでしょう。
さすが鏡は話がわかりますね。まるで昔の優しい鏡に戻ったみたい。
さあ、司行くわよ。
このバカ置いておいて。ひどい。
だったらさっさとシャワー浴びろ。
せっかくシャワー浴びたのが台無しだよ。汗だらけだ。
ユキ、もう少しゆっくり走ってもらえると嬉しいかな。お姉ちゃんも大変そうだし。
このぐらい平気よ。鏡はそう言ってるわけですが、
お姉ちゃんの痩せ我慢なんだよ。
そうか、痩せ我慢でついてきますか。さすがは鏡ですな。実は結構私は本気で走ってるのに。
もしかして私たちを置いてきぼりにするつもりだったのかな。
そんなことはありません。ただ鏡が倒れたら鏡の看病も兼ねて喫茶店かどこかで休もうかなと思ってただけだった。
そんなことしたらせっかく走ったのが台無しになっちゃうでしょ。
だがそれがいい。
いいわけないでしょ。ユキはそんなに学校が嫌いかな。
大嫌いかな。
あんなに昔は成績良かったのに。
今では真ん中少し下を爆走中です。
真ん中少し下って、それのどこが爆走になるのよ。
いやね、気分だけは大爆走な感じなんでね。
でもね、私でも少し腹が立つんだよ。
お？突然何が？
だって勝ち逃げみたいじゃん。
勝ち逃げ？誰が？
だって子供の時はユキってすごく頭良くて、私たちはよく比べられて散々肩身が狭い思いをしてきたのに、今じゃ全然ユキはやる気なし。まるで勝ち逃げだよ。
でも今は私の方がバカなんだからいいじゃん。
そうでもないよ。私たちはユキの肩身が狭くなるほど成績も良くないし、それにどうせユキは進路決定時期になるとまた成績が良くなるもん。
I'm not saying much because there's nothing really much to say in this scene. Like, I still don't really like these two that much. Well, it kind of got reduced after I know that this might be Yuki's figment of imagination. But if these two are really like this, I actually still don't like them that much.
そうね。なんやかんや言って私たちと同じ学校受かってるし。
I'm a lot more cool-headed this time, though.
いや、あれはたまたまでね。今は本当に授業についていくのですらやっとだから、次の進路とかではそのまぐれも続かないってばさ。
前もそんなこと言ってた。進学はそんな簡単じゃないって。でも簡単に受かってた。
それはたまたまでね。世の中そんな簡単なことばかりじゃないって。
そういうのが嫌味だっていうのよ。だから今回の夏休みはすごく勉強してやる。じゃないとすぐにあんたに追いつかれちゃうから。
It's so anime to run and then talk this much when you're running. Like, it's impossible in real life unless you're an athlete. And especially how Kagami and Tsukasa are actually struggling and yet they're still talking this much.
追いつかれないくらい勉強して今度こそあんたをバカにしてやるんだから。
かぶりすぎだよ、鏡。
そういえばそろそろ夏休みだけど、ユキは学校が大嫌いだから休みになるとやっぱり嬉しいのかな。
いや、別に鬱陶しい授業は全部サボるから、休みになろうがなかろうが実は私には関係ないんだけどね。
ユキはどれだけ自由人なんだか。
自由って素晴らしい。
どうでもいいけど、走りながら喋るの少しやめない？
お、さすがに弱音ですか。
違うわよ。やっと着いたね。危ない、危なかったわ。勇気遅い。
なんで私の手には若月姉妹のカバンがあるんでしょうか？
じゃんけんに負けたからでしょうが。じゃんけんで負けた人間が荷物を持つと言い出したのはユキだったよ。
だって鏡が走るのつらいつらいって言ってたから、新ルールを導入しようかと思って。あれだよ、新ルールはいつだって敗者復活ののろしなんだよ。
誰も敗者じゃないわよ。でもそんな大変だったお姉ちゃんが負けたらどうしたのかな。
その時は鏡だけが遅刻だね。
その場合はカバンがないから遅刻しなくても私たちだってまずいんじゃないかな。
なら全員遅刻でいいんじゃないかな。
全然ダメじゃない。あれ、どうしたのお姉ちゃん。いやね。
Gami was talking so animatedly before, but the second she reached the school gate, she stopped short. For some reason, she was glaring at the school building. I wondered what was up. Even if it was nothing, her face scared me. She looked really scary the way she was glaring at the building.
どうした鏡？なんで校舎にメンチなんぞ切ってるの？
はあ？なんで私が朝っぱらから校舎にそんなことしなきゃいけないのよ。
Interesting.
してたもん。なんかすげえ目つきだった。すげえヤンキー目。
Something different from her at last. I wonder what happened.
そんなすごい目つきじゃないよ。多分。
Was the bell wasn't supposed to ring yet?
それで、なんか気になるの？
なんでもない。
And then, suddenly Tsukasa started looking at the building in the same way. The two of them glare at the building. I might be stating the obvious here, but this was unusual for them. Why were they staring at the school we'd been going to for years? I didn't understand. So, I assume these are definitely... the real girls now.
なんだよ、双子で不気味な連中だな。どうした司まで？なんでもないって顔でもないんですが。
司、お姉ちゃん、なんだろう、なんか変な感じ。
変な感じ
Aww. What are you talking about? I looked up at the school building again. Is there something going on the roof? The building seemed like it was 10 or 20 years old. The design wasn't really out of the ordinary. And nothing had changed from yesterday. I would have understood their reaction if it had been transformed into a futuristic building C that only looked like our school building, but could actually transform into a robot. But I really didn't see anything wrong.
別に変わった感じなんかしないけど。
そうなんだけど。急ごう。もうチャイムが鳴る時間。
No, the bell already rang. Or...
本当だ。
Then again, this is Japan, right? There's like the first bell and then the second bell or something. Like the first one was signaling it's almost time, I believe. The same scenery. Nothing had changed at all. But something about the rays of the summer sun and the deep blue sky felt a little off. That was all.
どうしたんだろう。なんか学校中ざわついてるよ、お姉ちゃん。
何かあったのかな。何を立ち止まっているのかな。遅刻したいのですか、二人とも。
あ、ごめん。待って。
I opened the classroom door. The same classroom as always. The same faces as always. But still, something was different. The classroom was loud and chaotic.
やっぱり3組のらしいよ。
なんか聞いたんだけど、他の学校のやつと一緒にだったみたいだよ。マジでそんなことあるの？超怖え。
Oh no.
んで、それって誰？知らない？いるじゃん。あのさ、すげえ目立たねえ。なんか髪がすげえ長くて黒い女。黒い？お菊人形みたいなやつだよ。3組と合同授業になるとさ、いるじゃん。長い髪でおかっぱの。無駄に巨乳の呪音みたいな雰囲気の。そうそう。呪音みたいな感じの少しヤバそうな。無駄に巨乳のあれだよ。いつも一人でいた。ああ、いた。
でもさ、3組の白山くんに続いてじゃない？
Huh?
なんか怖いよね。
Who's Shiroyama-kun?
でもあれは事故じゃない。
でもさ、あれってばついこの間じゃん。怖いよね。こんな短期間にこんなことばかり起こるなんてさ。
お姉ちゃん。おはよう。あのさ。
君って。
なんで名前覚えてくれないかな。岩田美優だよ。
そうだった。
Or at least it sounded right.
今日も可愛い二人連れてるんだね。
可愛い二人？
She gazed at Kagami and Tsukasa. Why did she call them that? I thought Miu was friends with Kagami and Tsukasa. Oh, that's true.
それより、
That's
この状況って何があったの？
that's true. Oh,
まあね。
strange.
なんかね。
なんか？ねえねえ、隣のクラスに高島っていたじゃない？高島さん？
昨日ユキが話してたっていう高島さんかな。
高島さんがどうしたの？
Takashima from the next class over, and the girls I met yesterday in Suginomiya.
高島が自殺したんだよ。
Kinda knew that. I kinda knew that she was gonna do that. I mean, if we didn't meet her on the 12, then that was what was gonna happen. But this time we didn't get involved.
そんな。
So are those two dead too?
自殺？
Takashima-san committed suicide?
さ、高島さんって隣のクラスの高島ザクロさん？そうそう、少し暗い感じのする子いたじゃない？おかっぱの黒髪のあの子、昨日の夕方駅近くのマンションの屋上から飛び降りたらしいよ。
Near the train station, yeah, it seems like the place is still the same at the very least.
12階のマンションから飛び降りたからすごかったみたいだよ。他の学校の生徒2人と。
Yeah, those two. Yesterday evening, just a few hours after I saw her, and the two students from another school were probably... There's two girls that were there with her. Which means they met up there so they could go kill themselves. cold sweat ran down my back. The palm of my hand hurt. My hand had apparently balled itself up into a fist from the tension. When I opened my hand, it was damp with sweat. I see. I was terrified. I was a lot more upset than I would have expected. First, I needed to calm down and think. There are plenty of ways to calm yourself down. One of those ways is to look at your situation from the perspective of an outsider. It's the way I prefer. First off, I didn't really know her all that well. She was just a girl I met. A girl who was prepared to commit suicide that same day. That's the part that made me feel uneasy. Any normal girl would have felt uneasy about that. But does it explain why I was so upset? Of course not. That's just the first part of it. There's something much more important. The kiss. I was kissed by a girl who was about to jump off a roof and kill herself. By a girl who I thought I didn't know very well. That's the reason why I was so shaken. And worse, the incomprehensible things she said after that. Those mysterious words that came out of her mouth could be taken in many different ways, depending on the interpretation.
力分けておきます。これからすごいことが起きますからね。
Is this the amazing thing that's gonna happen? That's very creepy.
空いっぱいの不安な言葉。
Those vague, philosophical, mysterious words. And after that...
私があなたに恨みないですよ。私はあなたに悪い印象なんて持ってません。それどころか。
She talked about her impression of me. And then after that, what she did. Suicide.
冷静にあまり深くは考えずに。
Right. It's dangerous to think too much about a suicidal person's actions. You don't want to speculate on something like that. A lot of her words were definitely puzzling. They were more than enough to scare me. But they were just the words of an unstable, suicidal girl. It would have been absurd to take them at face value. Let's look at the situation calmly. That was just before she committed suicide, so she wasn't stable. And she just so happened to see a girl she knew from school. In other words, me. She was full of doubt and fear, and in her last moment, she just wanted to talk to someone she knew. I don't have a bad impression of you. If you thought about her situation carefully, those words of hers were important. She was being bullied, so you could think of it like this. Any person that doesn't contribute to her bullying equals a good person. Even if it was just because I'd never bullied her, I was still definitely a good person in her mind. Just before her death, that unbalanced girl said a lot of strange things to me. Even the fact that she kissed me seemed to make sense considering the situation. Though it definitely is shocking that she talked to me so casually right before she committed suicide.
水上さんとか優しいからよく高島さんに話しかけてたよね。え？
I couldn't remember anything like that. Well, I suppose there were a lot of people I talked to and forgotten about. She might have been one of them. It seems like most other people usually avoided her because she was that girl who gets bullied. So maybe I looked like I was her friend since I had talked to her a few times without thinking about it. Things like that are always relative.
私とかよく知らないんだけど。
だけどショックだよね。だって城山くんに続いてじゃん。
Who's Shiroyama?
これって連続ってことでしょ。だいたい高島さんって。
でもその話まだ噂だよね。
噂？違うよ。だってみんな話しているもん。有名なんでしょ。
What are you talking
高
about?
島さんのネットでの一連の騒動。
人の生死をそんな軽々しく話すべきじゃないよ。だいたいネットの騒動とかだって噂でしょ。
私はその場にいたよ。
だからってね。
だからね、ミユが言ってるのは 人の死に関わる問題をそんなはしゃいで言うなってことなんじゃないの？なんでそんなに楽しそうなの？
私たちははしゃいでなんか。
ひどい水上さん、楽しそうになんて私。
だって隣のクラスの人が自殺したんだよ。私ただショックで。
Well, normally people would not. People normal. Shut the fuck up, female student. Normally people wouldn't talk about the suicide after they knew about it. Why are you guys talking about it?
なんでそんなこと言うかな。
Damn, you guys are playing the victim now. Fuck off.
ショックですか。
Oh, sorry.
待って、そろそろ先生も来るから。
私にはやたら目が嬉しそうに笑っていた
Damn,
ように見えたけどな。
Yuki is not happy. She is going in on these girls.
そんな
Yuki is not happy.
ひどいよ。
泣かないで。
図星を言われて罰が悪いので泣いてるのかしら？
ユキ、
鏡。
I was surprised. Kagami was glaring at me. I suppose that's what I should have expected from Kagami.
そんなことを言ってはダメよ。彼女たちに謝って。
But why?
ちゃんと謝って。
ダメだよユキ、そういうの。
Why?
あ、うん。
Hmm.
ごめん。どうも口が悪いから。
I don't think she was exactly in the wrong, to be fair. But I guess she was going a bit too ballistic.
言い過ぎた。ごめん。なんか私も少し感情が高ぶってたの。
I still think Yuki is correct, though, in doing that. I don't know.
こっちこそ。そうだよね。水上さんは高島さんと仲良かったもんね。
We really weren't friends. I laughed and sat down, but I was coming up with retorts on the inside. The smile is the most important tool in ensuring smooth human relations. I could just end it there and stop talking to her. I sat down and looked at Tsukasa and Kagami sitting next to me. It looked like they were both pretty upset.
はいはい。皆さん座ってください。
Oof. Alright, with that, I am going to end the episode. That was a pretty intense episode. Holy shit. Didn't expect any of that. I'm definitely enjoying this episode a lot more than I did the first chapter. This was very interesting. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I will cut in the beginning so that it will be in the last episode because it seems so weird to end the episode, the last episode, like that, where I could have just ended it right then and there so that we can start a new chapter. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I definitely enjoyed it quite a lot. I don't know what the fuck's going on, and that's how I like it. That's how I like my games. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you later.